And welcome back, everybody. This is Movies and Beyond. I'm Callum. That's Kyle. Kyle, how are we doing today?
I'm good.
I was just about to stop that and start it again. Right. Anyway, we're good. Yeah, let's just jump into the first topic. Apparently, Kyle. Apparently, Captain America is going to end with a catalyst that is going to propel us to a Civil War 2, which is going to happen before the new Avengers films. I don't know where they've got space for this. And I don't know how we're going to get a Civil War without even having an Avengers team established. I've always wanted to do Civil War 2. I've always thought it would be a great idea. And in the phase we're in right now with Marvel, I'm not, too sure on the comic, but I'm pretty sure Civil War 2 is something to do with time travel. Not time travel per se, but like people who can it's like Total Recall. You seen the film Total Recall?
Seen
No,
the bad
no,
one.
not Total Recall. What's the fucking Minority Report? You not seen Minority Report? It's not like Minority Report where there's these free beings that can see into the future and see people committing crimes, and it's like, oh, so like the crime rate just goes down, and because the people just get out there and stopping all crimes right away. So it's something to do with like that, and it's like seeing into the future to like stop crime. Some people are for it, some people are against it. So I see maybe how a Civil War 2 could fit into this phase. I don't think it's going to be all to do with that though. I think it's going to be plain and simple. Cap's going to go, Captain America's going to go against Thunderbolt Ross or something like that, and then some heroes will be with the president, some won't, but who knows. What are your thoughts on getting a Civil War 2 before we even get a new Avengers team?
I'll be honest. With the Avengers films, obviously we're getting Kang, Dynasty, and Secret War. I can't even speak. Secret War.
Secret Wars.
Secret Wars. It's just a bit weird that we're getting like two big Avengers films, and there's no like Avengers 1 or 2 to build up and lead up to it. I think that's going to be a bit of a fault with Marvel. I feel like they're just kind of doing, they did a lot of shit here. Some of it were good, some of it not so good.
I'd say it's 70-30 split for me, like positive to negative.
Yeah, yeah, I'd probably agree with that. But there's no like build up and there's no connectivity. I've seen a lot of people complain about that. There's just nothing really ties in. Yeah, in Eternals they mentioned the Avengers and stuff, and obviously like
They
in
mentioned
in
Batman
Shang,
and Superman more. The Avengers and
yeah.
Turtles.
So yeah, I feel like they should have gotten an Avengers film,
Yeah.
but this is where I think we will get something like this in
Well,
Civil War
yeah.
2.
So
It's not going to be a copy. This is going to be an Avengers film, just not called The Avengers.
I think so. Civil War, the first film, tore our Avengers apart. I think Civil War 2 will bring a new Avengers team together. Maybe. Just maybe.
It's like poetry. It
Be-
rhymes.
because it is, right now it is being confirmed by Bleakers that Sam Wilson is going to be the leader of the Avengers, and he is going to be building that Avengers team. So he's going to be out there looking for people to avenge with. But yeah, Civil War 2, I'm up for it. I am. And this might be part of Marvel's course correction, where it's like, let's bring it back a bit. Let's do something like this. Maybe like a Captain America 5, which is a Civil War film with like maybe, Cap versus Rhodey or something like that. Maybe this and Armor Wars lead up to Civil War 2. And maybe, Rhodey, because he's been out of it for a couple of years, maybe Rhodey's very pro-government and still on that side, and then obviously Sam, not so much. But yeah, you don't know. I'd like to see it. And maybe it does bring our Avengers together, but we don't have a team right now, but I think this might be the thing that actually builds our team. As dumb as it sounds. So yeah, but anyway, Kyle, we're jumping back into the Deadpool 3 rumour mill.
Right.
It's coming from My Time to Shine. Hello. Daniel Radcliffe is in Deadpool 3, and apparently he's being a Wolverine variant. At this point, I'm not surprised. I'm surprised we haven't heard anything about Danny DeVito yet.
Maybe that is the ultimate surprise.
That's the
that
ultimate
they want to keep
surprise.
under wraps. If they don't do that, that it's such a wasted little. Just yeah. I've seen something about this. Yeah, about him.
He's been
Daniel.
He's been fan cast for ages.
Yeah, but I've seen Daniel. I don't think he could pull off Wolverine.
Do you really?
He's just got he looks the part. Yeah, but
well, here's where I'm at an advantage to. Obviously, you love the Harry Potter films.
Yeah.
I've maybe watched 2 of them when I was younger. Not for me. Didn't really like them.
You need to jump back on in them. They are really, really good.
Yeah. So I don't have that in my head of seeing him as a young Harry Potter. I'm seeing him as an actor as he is now, and I think he could do it.
No, I've seen he is really good being a serious character. Like the final 2 films, he's a bit more serious. Obviously, since those films, he has grown up a bit. Well, not grown up, but he's gotten older. I've seen him in that what was that film? The Magic film with it's got that group in it. It's got Jesse, whatever his name is, and Now You See Me Too. That's it. Yeah. And he's always played these weird, zany, kind of a bit more wacky characters compared to his more, serious / just more looser role, kiddish role in the Harry Potter films. I can't see him. It's not that I can't see him. It's just like it's not
one.
I can't picture it in my head.
One, look at what film it is. Deadpool 3.
Yeah,
it's gonna be played up for jokes. If anything.
Yes, but not a serious Wolverine. No, because he doesn't have that. What Hugh Jackman has. He has that very to him.
I'm telling you right now.
Daniel Radcliffe has a more of a to him. If that makes any sense. It's just it's like you can't see him in a threatening manner. You just can't.
I don't know. I've just seen some videos of him online. I'm pretty sure he's shooting a film, or it's in a trailer of a film he's got coming out. He won't be shooting it now, but a trailer of a
he's
film.
Ripped as fuck.
Ripped as fuck, and he's slamming shit about, and he's like, I don't know.
It is. Do you know what it is? I'll
tell you this. You sound like the exact same people who said the same thing about Hugh Jackman back in 1999.
I don't see it.
I think he could pull it off.
No, I definitely not. He's got his voice. I don't feel like he'd sound very Wolverine-y. He doesn't sound like a menacing.
Well, there's this
near anti-hero sort of.
Do you know what though, Kyle? Funny enough, there's this thing that actors have been doing for years and changing the voice for different roles.
I'm sorry, but
Yeah,
but Daniel Radcliffe has such a weirdly distinct voice that it's no.
I don't think this is going to be a serious role, if anything. In it, it's going to be in there as a 5-minute cameo, maybe, and he's going to have his claws are going to be 6 wands coming out of his hands.
Right, hello Deadpool, how's it going? That's what I mean. Do you know what I mean? Whereas when Hugh Jackman speaks, he's like, "Hello Ryan, and nice to see you." You know what I mean? He's got that deeper tone. I'm not
going to even engage with you in this.
But he doesn't.
I'm not going to engage with you in this because the point you're making is dumb.
It's not dumb. It's just
Actors
he doesn't
change
sound
the voices.
the part.
Actors change the voices.
Yeah, but Daniel Radcliffe has such a weird, distinct. It's like when he tried to do.
And Hugh Jackman himself sounds nothing like Wolverine. He puts on a voice.
But I still think
because Wolverine ain't fucking Australian.
I don't see it. I'm sorry, I don't see it. I know an actor has to do with it. I get what you're saying, Colin. I 100% get what you. But this, no.
Okay.
But as a fun little cameo in Deadpool 3, I'm all on board
Well,
for
that's
it.
it. And that's all I'd be really okay with, like a fun little cameo
Yeah,
in the
but not
film.
as a new Wolverine.
No, definitely not as a new Wolverine.
Okay, that's
No.
fine. No, I'm fine with that then. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he could have a fucking London. He could have his normal accent. By all means, in Deadpool 3, I couldn't give a fuck. Do whatever you want. But no,
Yeah. No.
no, he's just not menacing.
I'm on board with Taron Egerton as the main MCU Wolverine. Kingsman kid. I say kid. He's older than me.
Yeah, we've only ever really seen like an older Wolverine, so it'd be cool to see a youngish version. I just don't want to make him like young, where it's just strange. Because Wolverine, even in like comics and everything like that,
But
he is like a much more older, mature guy. The guy's lived through like both world wars, so it's like he needs that age with him.
yeah. But I'll say this
You,
as well, Kyle.
you can't have a teenager.
We are getting to an age now where we think people would be too young for a role, but actually they're probably the right age, and it's just we're old as fuck and we think we're younger than we actually are.
Mm.
But anyway, next topic, speeding through these today, fits in very nicely with the Deadpool 3 topic. Shawn Levy, again, Avengers Secret Wars directors. Now, I wouldn't be speaking about this because last week we spoke about Sam Raimi being Marvel's top choice. Someone said to Shawn Levy on Twitter, I've heard saying, are you directing Avengers Secret Wars? He replied, and he says, I've heard this rumour. It's interesting. That's all I can say about that. So,
Not confirming
it's
anything.
not confirming anything. He's probably playing into it a little bit as well. It's like, well, if I just keep, he's letting it. He knew if he put something like that, maybe it project it out there a bit more, and then Marvel might actually look at Shawn Levy and go, "Oh shit, actually, yeah." Obviously, just to reel off a few, Real Steel. I know he's very closely involved with Stranger Things. Free Guy. What an amazing film. I loved Free Guy. The Adam Project on Netflix, which he worked with Ryan Reynolds with as well. And he's doing Deadpool 3 right now. I really like Real Steel. I think it's a fun film. I remember seeing it when it came out and just loving it. But yeah, what do you think of Shawn Levy as the possible director for Secret Wars?
You're gonna disagree with me here, but to do an Avengers, big Avengers, the potentially one of the biggest Avengers movie ever, I don't feel like I've seen a stepping stone of him. It's not like a case of proving himself, because he is a good director, clearly, but I just don't know if he can step off of that to this. So for me, if Deadpool 3 is as fantastic as it seems it's gonna be, and with all the crazy shit that's gonna happen in it, and shows that he can handle multiple characters, but still maintaining a focus on the story, on who the main characters are, probably going to be like Wolverine and Deadpool, then yeah, I could see him doing it. Till then, I can't see it. Till then, it's still Russo.
I would say he's more qualified. So I still want the Russo brothers to do it, but at the point that he's at, when the Russo brothers were at the point they was at, when they was announced they was going to be doing Infinity War and Endgame, Civil War hadn't come out yet. They were still shooting Civil War. And they'd only done Captain America Winter Soldier. Amazing. Greatest comic book film of all time. I would say Shawn Levy has proven himself more at the point he's in his career now to do with an Avengers film. Because the Russo brothers came off doing Community, a comedic TV show, and then got Captain America. Captain America were great. Alright, now do Captain America Civil War. And then in the middle of that, it was like, do Avengers. He might get halfway through production on Deadpool 3 when shooting's back up and everything, and Marvel might just go, we want you to do Secret Wars.
Yeah, but that's my point. Is the Russo brothers? They went from they went from more of a secluded story with Winter
Yeah,
Soldier, and then they grew the team, and then it grew bigger. So that's what I'm saying. Deadpool 3 could be
but
that thing
I'm
that.
just saying, like, that was like their film experience, though. The Marvel films. Sean Levy's
Mm.
got it all. You know, he's been in the industry for a long time. He has got more experience than the Russo brothers had at that point in their career.
Well, I've only seen the three films that he's done. That well, not the three films that he's only done, but I've seen Real Steel, Adam Project, and obviously Free Guy. But like I said, for me, those films don't have like a big ensemble of these characters. And I get what you're saying. He has had more experience, granted, yes. But it's still it's like there's nothing there that kind of makes me confident in him handling this. It's you know what I mean, like with if with the Russo brothers and with them doing Civil War, it's the same thing. I if the Russo brothers did Winter Soldier and then went straight to doing Infinity War and Endgame, I'd be like, nope. I'd be the same way. You need something that shows that they can handle the big roster of characters.
Well,
That's what I'm
I think
saying.
Deadpool 3 is going to be that for him, though. I do think that.
That's yeah. So that's what I
Yeah.
said. That's what I think it is. So if he if everything goes well with that, and I feel like it's not proving himself, I feel like he can step on that on a new thing. On being able to handle these characters, then yeah, he can do it.
And from everything we're hearing about Deadpool 3 might seem like it's the closest tying in film we're going to have to Secret Wars, barring Kang Dynasty. It seems like it's going to deal with this stuff the most. So,
Well,
yeah, I think he's a great choice. For me, yeah, he is proven in the industry. At the end of the day, I don't want to look at these as just Marvel films. I'm looking at it as film, and he's got a good resume. I think he could do it. I don't have a problem with him doing it. Obviously, I want the Russo brothers to do it, but yeah, no, Russo brothers, then maybe Ryan Coogler. Do you know there's one we haven't tossed about though, Kyle? Joss Whedon coming back.
you know how I stand with that.
I do.
Do you want to talk about it?
Let's talk about it.
Fuck it, come on, let's talk about it. Right. Don't shoot me.
Joss
Right?
Whedon is Kyle's dad.
No.
Let's get ready for this one. Fucking hell.
I am not the biggest fan of the first Avengers film. The more and more I watch it, the more and more I do appreciate it. But as a film, it just didn't grip me. Something about it just didn't grip me about the film.
Go on, tell them what you like. Tell them
That
what you like more.
fucking awful aspect ratio. It's not a TV show. It's a big fucking film. Sorry, that's my little rant over.
Tell them which film you like more.
I like Age of Ultron more. I said it, but hear me out. I don't like Iron Man 3, and you like Iron. I'm pretty sure you like Iron Man 3 a lot. I don't like it that much.
I don't like it a
the
lot.
More,
It's...
oh. Well, do you know what I mean? But the thing is, with Avengers, obviously they were bringing them all together and stuff like that, and you know they did it. The movie did loads of things really really well. Don't get me wrong. It was just something about it that was just kind of I didn't like.
I'll say
Didn't enjoy
something
it.
about the Avengers. I love the first Avengers film. I've got an issue with it. Joss Whedon writes ensembles as all one character. So everyone feels a bit, everyone's got their own little quirks, but they've got the quirks, they don't have their own character. Max and McFeely, who wrote Infinity War, Endgame, every character had a moment to shine and they was their character in that moment. I'm not a big fan of how Joss Whedon does Captain America. My favourite character.
Oh, that's another thing. Yeah,
I'm not a big fan of that, and he carried over some of the Russo brother isms in Age of Ultron. That's why he was a bit more likable in that. But yeah, no, he went from having a badass film in First Avenger and then being like everyone's least favourite character in Avengers. And it was like Winter Soldier came out and it's like, oh, let's put some more stock in this guy. But
Yeah, that's not to say I like the Justice League by any means. I no. I mean, in all fairness, he kind of had to step in with that, so it wasn't really his film. You know, but that's not to say fair. You know, we won't talk about that. Just go watch the Snyder Cut. But with Weed, I don't want to give the guy too much hate. Um, he he did it well. Like I said, I can go and watch it and enjoy it. Like I said, it's one of those films I feel like I enjoy more and more I watch it. But it took me a while to get there to really like, oh my god, this is amazing,
yeah,
and be hyped for it. Um, Whereas Age of Ultron, I just felt like I remember being so excited to see the film. I remember we were watching the trailer at mine. I just watched it over and
I
over
remember
again. We went to
that
see it.
day, right after school, didn't we? We just ran from school straight to the bus stop and was like,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, that was no, that was a long time ago. But yeah, no. So
Nearly 10 years ago, Kyle.
I know, but with that film, it clicked with me for some reason. I just really enjoyed it. You know, one of the, it's hard to describe. It felt like, do you know how you were saying they do the ensemble, like Joss Whedon does the ensemble thing, he doesn't do it very well.
No,
I feel like he did it. I feel like he did it really
I
well in
think
this,
he does it well.
in Age of Ultron.
I think he does an ensemble well, but the way he does it well is by making all the characters one note.
Yeah, that's
If
what
you
I
know
mean.
what I mean.
Yeah.
Like,
Whereas the other characters had a bit more. I feel
Yeah.
like Thor got a little bit pushed to the side in Age of Ultron. I'll say that, just a smidge. But yeah, no, I really enjoyed Age of Ultron. I think the story has a lot more holes in it, which is the one thing that bothers me. So that's why I hold both the Avengers 1 and Avengers Age of Ultron. I hold them kind of very tightly together. But for me, Age of Ultron just bulks it up just a little bit. I mean, you got the Hulkbuster, and I had the hype for the film before going to see it. Yeah, and so with Ultron, they wasted Ultron really, really bad. I mean, maybe we don't know if he's, we don't know if they're doing anything with that character again. I hope they do. If they don't, I feel like it'll be a massive waste. You know, I feel like if they do something with Ultron later on, it will make Age of Ultron better. Do you know what I mean? You know what I mean by that?
yeah, well, I think the Infinity Ultron stuff they did were great in What If. I really like
Yeah.
that stuff.
But that's not what I want to see.
Somewhat
That
live
main
action.
line.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see that Ultron. I want to see him come back in some sort of form, but I don't want him to come back in a jokey manner. I hope he's maybe doing something kind of like what they did with the scientist, the Red Skull's one of his the science. I've forgotten his name, but he's
Zola.
the computer in Winter Soldier. Zola, that's it. I hope we can get something that's like cool and he's like playing a, maybe not like it's a big role or a big part in the story, but he plays like an anchor in it or a joint on it.
Yeah.
But I hope they don't do what they did with MODOK and just make him more of a joke. Bring this character back from this film and make him a bit more of a jokey character.
Yeah. Anyway, Kyle. Oh my god, it's my favourite one. Aquaman!
Yeah, we got a trailer for a trailer.
We got a trailer. It reminded me of the old days. Trailer for a trailer. I remember them old Captain America Civil War trailers with a divided we fall, united we stand, like them little just short clip trailers. And then it was like, trailer coming. And it's like, oh.
With that, there's a bit of an exception because it's hyped. There was a lot of hype before it, even before the film was, shot. It was like, oh, they're doing Civil War. This is going to be big. And it got bigger and bigger and bigger. Aquaman 2, it's not on the same level of hype.
And this is coming from two people who I would say probably actually like that first Aquaman film. I'd even go as far as say, Joe, I really like it. I thought it was a fun film.
It was a fun film, but I wouldn't go any further than that. It strays away a bit, like it doesn't focus on Aquaman as much as I'd like. That's one little thing I had in it, but other than that, yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah, what did you think of the new images new images, shots in the trailer as well? Aquaman riding a seahorse.
I, I, uh, I don't. It, like, right. I'm gonna say this straight from the bat, but I don't. I want to give a bit of context to it. I do not care if this movie is good or bad, in a sense, because it doesn't matter to the later DC. That being said, I never want a movie to be bad. I always try to I always try to look at the good in a film, try to get the good stuff out of it. With this, it has the potential to be good, but even if it's amazing, it doesn't matter. If it's terrible, it doesn't matter. This is the end of.
And it's not gonna make any money.
Yeah, I don't think it'll make much
It's not
money.
gonna
No,
make any
it's
money.
not doing what Aquaman won did.
No, and it's now granted it's got the same creative team behind it. It's got James Wan behind it. We're hearing things like test screenings have been poor for this. People have not been liking it in test screenings. I don't really buy what these test screenings say, because it's like.
Yeah, I know. Cause you remember when they were doing Flash, greatest comic book movie ever.
Well, no, it's not even that. It's like when people do test screenings, they sign NDAs, and it's like you're not allowed to say anything. So, maybe they have, maybe they haven't. I don't know. I wasn't there. So, but yeah, going off this trailer though, it's the glimpses we've seen from this little trailer can make my mind up more when I see a full trailer. It's got them original bits in there. Obviously, I'm liking seeing more Yahya Abdul-Mateen II as Black Manta. I thought he was one of the best parts of that first film. And when he gets knocked off that cliff and we don't see him then until the post-credit scene, I was quite disappointed. But, yeah. Black Manta, yeah. Obviously, the guy playing Black Manta is going to be Wonder Man in...
What happened with the whole Amber Heard thing? Was she... Because I remember they were talking about just cutting her out the film or something like that, or SHAWN.
In the court documents, because the court documents are out there and they had to reveal plots of the film in the court documents, her role has been dramatically reduced. Apparently she's going to have a son with Arthur, and she's going to be being a mother while he's off doing stuff. So.
And when he comes back, he's going to have a big old shit in his bed.
Not like Kyle the pillow farter.
I don't get what that one is, but okay.
You fart on pillows.
I'm so confused right now. But yeah, I hope this movie is good. You've just confused me. I don't even know what the. Okay, cool.
I'm just tired.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've just been out here farting on pillows.
Totally.
Yeah. All day.
Someone's going to take that as like an inside joke and actually think I fart on pillows.
You do actually fart on pillows?
I don't fucking... Right, next topic.
Right, next topic is... Imagine if I'd done this perfectly and the next topic I thought Fantastic Four clicks on it. It's a picture of your face and it says Kyle farts on pillows.
I know, that would be perfect. I'll say this about Aquaman, the Aquaman trailer, the trailer for the trailer. It looks very action-packed, and it looks like it could be just a silly, fun time at the cinema if the movie isn't all that great. It could just be a lot of fun.
And I'll say this as well for Aquaman, if Boba Fett dies, I'll riot.
Probably will.
Anyway, Kyle, more Fantastic Four news. Get your Fantastic Four hat on. And I saw this yesterday and I thought, this is fucking dumb. And then reading up on it today, I was like, okay, it could work that way. I still don't agree with this, but you ready? Jake Gyllenhaal as Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic, in the MCU. Now, there's a bit of an issue with this, isn't there, Kyle? Can you tell me what the issue is?
He's already Mysterio.
Yes, well done, that is the issue. So
Sorry, I'm confused then. I thought it was like a trick question or something.
no,
'Cause
no trick
we're
questions
like,
on
it's
this
so
show.
obvious.
Yeah,
It's such a Jake Gyllenhaal's there in Mysterio costume.
yeah. Not only has Matt Smith turned down the role, but apparently Jake Gyllenhaal has been cast. Now, you're wondering, there's an actor strike going on right now. How can stuff like this happen? Their agents can still negotiate in behalf of them, so they're not allowed to work with the studio directly, but their agents can still. So, like all these big actors who've got big agents will still be going in and out at studios and working deals out for their clients. Now, this is, to me, when I first saw this, I was like, no. I do not mind if someone has played a smaller role in the Marvel Cinematic Universe and then goes on to play a bigger role. Gemma Chan played Minerva in Captain Marvel and then went on to play Cersei in Eternals. Jake Gyllenhaal was the main villain in the second Spider-Man film in the MCU. Now, they're saying that the Fantastic Four is going to take place in another universe, and it's going to take place in the 1960s. Okay, alright, you're getting me on board a little bit more. But it's going to be confusing to people. If he's, like what they're going to do, they're going to go back through Spider-Man and just edit it so he's got a ball on his head the whole time. They could.
No, that's not. I don't think that's
I know.
what we're gonna do.
They're not going to do that, no. But yeah, he's already been a main character. But yeah, another universe. Okay. Right, now you're selling it to me a bit. What do I think of Jake Gyllenhaal playing Reed Richards? In this world, he hasn't played Mysterio. We're just going off Jake Gyllenhaal being Mysterio. I love this. I love the casting. He's probably the best bit of casting I've actually seen now. You know, where we keep seeing one and it's like, oh, I didn't think of them. Oh, I didn't think of them. Oh, I didn't think of them. This is another one where it's like, I'd have never thought of Jake Gyllenhaal, and then even if I did, I'd have gone, he can't do it. He's already been Mysterio. But if it's in another universe, and apparently it's going to be set in the 1960s, and with the Marvel reboot after Secret Wars, they can get the mutants and the Fantastic Four all in a Marvel universe together. But what are your thoughts on this?
I agree with you. It will be confusing. It is, it's Jake Gyllenhaal. He's quite a big, well-known, actor. He's well known. Obviously, Spider-Man, Far From Home was obviously a big hit. It made a lot of money. A lot of people see it.
Yeah.
People obviously really enjoy the film. People love him as Mysterio.
Well, he had a big role in No Way Home as well.
Yeah.
Even though he wasn't in the film, he was still. His presence loomed over the entire film because of what he did.
Yeah. With Far From Home, so if we're going off of the movies, I feel like Far From Home is my least favorite film, and I'll tell you why. It's just the way, I don't know. I love Jake Gyllenhaal as Mysterio, and I really like what they did with the character and stuff.
Shows you hot toy.
It's over there. You've got it. It's
got
right
it,
there. You've got it.
Yeah.
Obviously, I think it was fantastic. My problem with Mysterio, yeah, my problem with Mysterio in Far From Home, right? And you're gonna agree with me on this. I just don't feel like we got enough of him.
No, we didn't.
I really, and it makes it. I feel like he is dead. Like he's gone. Which, again, it's that annoying Marvel thing. You kill off a villain, a really good, solid villain. It's like Killmonger. Kill him off. But they did a good job of Killmonger. I think they did a really good job. In that
Killmonger sort of had to die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But still, and Ulysses Claw. I feel like he could have been kept on a little longer, but again, he served a really great purpose in that story to die, so he could, bring his body in. Whereas Mysterio here, I feel like they could have left it on a bit of an illusionistic, because he's illusionist. He tricks people. So I feel like this is the one where it's like you could have really, faked his death, and people would have been like, but do it really well. This is like, it's concrete that this guy is dead.
Yeah, if this is true, then even the Team Mysterio will not get mentioned again in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah. Which, I mean, it begs the question of, like, why would they do this to Peter if was it just to hurt the guy? I mean, it's...
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, to be fair, though, it can be forgotten now as well, because nobody remembers who Spider-Man is, so they kind of got the right out there. But yeah, I do see this coming in for some funny jokes, maybe. Like Reed Richards first meets Spider-Man, and like Spider-Man don't trust him. He says, Quentin Beck, and he goes, "No, I'm from another universe." He's like, "Yeah, I've heard that one before, mate."
Yeah.
So maybe, I just kind of wish Jake Gyllenhaal didn't play Mysterio now, because I'd be so on board with this casting. I'd be fucking running up and down my room, fucking playing with me cock and going, "Jake Gyllenhaal's gonna be Mr. Fantastic."
Here's the thing, though, right? I feel like Marvel are stepping up the game a little bit here in what they're willing to try and do, and cast the same actor for a different role. You got to think here, if Cable is in the MCU now, then he's played Dan. I know he's CGI, but he's Thanos and Cable. It is a different. I agree with you. There is a difference there, because it's literally with Jake Gyllenhaal, it's his face. It's going to be there on both these characters.
Now, there's stuff like prosthetics, a change of the beard, change of the hair. Maybe they can get away with it and maybe not even have to bring it up. Obviously, maybe there could be a joke here and there. It's like, you look familiar. Who knows?
Nah, I think they need to acknowledge this in the MC. I feel like they would. I mean, do it how they did with Rhodey, and it's like, I'm here. Just forget about it. Let's do it. Let's go. Yeah. In that scene in Iron Man 2. I still like Iron Man 2 a lot. The more I watch that film, the more I kind of like that.
Do you know what I kind of want to see now?
Go on.
In Secret Wars. Reed Richards, Jake Gyllenhaal, Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds, Wolverine, Hugh Jackman, all together.
I'm down for that.
Do you remember when Life were coming out? And just that Jake Gyllenhaal's interviews with Ryan Reynolds were just going viral, like every other interview they did with each other.
Yeah.
Oh, they were good days. Them two have got some great chemistry together. I just really like seeing them on screen together again.
Do you remember that theory? You told me about this theory about Life, because Life was brought out by Sony, and it was a prequel to Venom.
Yeah.
I mean, it would have been a cool. Do you know what? That would have been such a really cool idea.
It would have been like the perfect marketing for that film is when people come out and it's like, oh mate, the film's not live, and it comes out and it's like the end credits like Venom Origins or something like that.
Yeah,
something
like that. Something like that. I think people would have figured it out where it's like, say the thing crashes down, the meteor crashes down, and you see in the post-credit scene, you see a Daily Bugle news report or something. Yeah. This thing crashes down, the Daily Bugle. I was like, oh, you sneaky little fucks! Like you don't say it, but it's like, oh, sorry, I'm getting hyped up for something that it isn't gonna happen. This is
a Kyle today who told me he wasn't gonna be speaking a lot.
I had some painkillers and they've really kicked in.
A bit too much, Baz.
Yeah, that's what yeah, no, I with this though, I mean, listen, they've brought in we've got three different Spider-Men that have showed up on screen. If that doesn't confuse people, then I don't think this will.
Yeah,
I mean, the people it's going to confuse, it will happen.
I love the casting, I do. If it is true. And I think again, apart from John Krasinski, I think he might be the best man for the job.
Still would look like, after watching, obviously, not Reacher, Jack Ryan, I'm currently rewatching the first season again. I'm gonna watch the whole thing. And yeah, oh man, perfect Reed Richards.
Yeah,
Perfect.
definitely. But I think that'll do us for today, Kyle. Anything you want to add before I sign us out?
Apparently the iPhone can run Assassin's Creed Mirage. Oh, I'm just saying it then.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. Does that mean you're gonna get an iPhone?
No.
Okay.
I don't see the point. I've got a Steam Deck. Does everything I need it to do.
You get boobies on your Steam Deck.
Still look at my Steam account history. Recently played games. Wink, wink.
I remember when I went down your account and just added favorited all them games, added them to your wish list.
That was such a pain to get them off.
I won't say what the games was, but anyway, that will do us for today. Like, subscribe, comment, show us to your mother, all that good stuff. Let us know down below what you think. I've been Callum. That's Kyle. Say bye, Kyle. And we'll see you guys. No. Maybe we'll see you tomorrow because Ahsoka comes out, and depending on how good the episode is, we might really want to speak about it, or we might want to shoot ourselves in the head. Seems like we're going to really want to speak about it though, so see you later.